How frustrated do you think Ruben Amorim is? Obviously, I think this is probably one of the main reasons why he didn't want to take the job mid-season and wanted to hold out until maybe the summer transfer window and get players of his own in.
Yeah, it must be so frustrating for him, because this is not the way it was supposed to be. Like, I'm looking at the stats as well of him in the Premier League. I know I'm changing kind of competition here, but if you look
Yeah.
at what stats are in the Premier League, he's lost 10 games, I think, in 21 Premier League games. Like, you can give him some blame in terms of maybe substitutions that weren't right, but that's about it. I'm not going in on another manager. I'm just not doing it, because these players are simply not good enough. They're not buying into his style. Like, okay, maybe defensively in the last couple of games, besides the Newcastle game, we were actually doing really well. We
Yeah.
just had of a game, because we rotated as well. We had Lindelof there, and it wasn't really ideal. But the reality is, these players long term are just not going to buy into the way he wants to play. And he
Or
needs,
are not good enough to actually do it.
yeah, are not good enough to do it. And there's just so many problems that lies ahead for him. And it must be frustrating him. Be frustrating for him. But the reality is, I'm hoping that Ineos can give him what he needs in the summer, and give the tools that he needs to actually succeed. Because he's not going to succeed. No, he could win the Europa League, and it would be an absolute, for me now, it would be an absolute miracle because of the way we're playing. But if we win the Europa League, it's a great thing. But for me, I'm looking long term in the way we want to play, the way we actually want to play under this manager, and what he's actually going to get in terms of the players in the summer, and how he's going to get backed.